So good morning, everybody. Welcome to a special episode of Environmental Social Justice. Today I have yet again Mr. Drew Shula of the Verdical Group. And today we are talking about his Net Zero conference, which is less than 2 weeks away. Get your tickets now. I highly recommend this conference. It's one of the best ones out there. So Drew, please tell me, why do you do this conference? Why is it so important?
Thank you, Wendy. Yeah, so great to be back on your show. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Environmental social justice, great episodes and programs. Everyone, please check them all out.
Thank you.
And yeah, great question. The Net Zero Conference. So it's coming right up, September 13th through 16th, 2021, NZ21. And why do we do this? I brought a little sign that I like to hold up, and I'll share this with your viewers today. But we really are focused on stopping the burning of fossil fuels. We're trying to solve the climate crisis and stop climate change and limit the warming of the world by a couple degrees before we get more and more catastrophic impacts related to, in large part, burning fossil fuels. So a big part of our conference is focused on exactly that. How can we reduce the carbon impact of buildings? And this year, for the first time, we're expanding beyond the built environment to talk more about other industries as well, like agriculture, technology, fashion, et cetera, and really input net zero learning strategies into every industry out there. So big picture, that's what we're trying to do, solve the climate crisis, and we're sharing case studies and knowledge across all sorts of industries at the Net Zero Conference.
And I'm glad you brought up it affects every industry. Most people, when they think sustainability, they just think, oh, a green environment. Every single industry, every single manufacturer, everything you do involves a carbon footprint. And historically, we have just burned fossil fuels. That's what's causing our pollution. It's causing our greenhouse gas effect. And this is what's causing extreme heat. That's the root cause of everything. All of our floods, storms, tornadoes, fires, drought, everything is related. So I'm really glad that you're bringing these industry people together to discuss this. Can you share with us who the speakers are and, maybe some special people you have lined up?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for asking. I want to get you guys all excited as possible to come out and join us at the Net Zero Conference in a couple weeks. So let me share with you our keynotes. They're super exciting lineup. We've got Marcus X. DeVore, who's a VP at X Prize. And there's been a ton of press recently around Elon Musk getting involved with the Carbon X Prize. And that's what Marcus is leading, the Carbon X Prize.
Oh, excellent.
Really excited to welcome him as a keynote. And then we have climate scientist, Dr. Kimberly Miner. She is very well known. Look her up. She is one of the leading climate scientists out there looking at atmospheric carbon and the impacts of global warming on the planet. So she's a big name as well in the industry. And then two other keynotes, Ashley Orgain from Seventh Generation. Seventh Generation, you see on the shelves at grocery stores, products like from diapers to cleaning products, all sorts of things Seventh Generation makes. So they have a huge impact on their green and sustainable products, getting to net zero on the product side of things.
Oh, yeah.
And then Carolyn Choi from Southern California Edison, which is one of the largest utilities in the country, SCE, Southern California Edison. And Carolyn is a fantastic leader there, and she talks a lot about electrification, which is huge right now, and the move to net zero as well. So that's our keynote lineup.
Carolyn Choi is actually one of my favorite people. As mentioned earlier when we were talking, she is probably, other than knowledgeable, she's brilliant, she's smart. She's one of the nicest people out there. She will take time to have a conversation with you. She'll take time to discuss something, explain something. A lot of people say, I'm too busy. She will actually, knowing as busy as she is, she's very high level SCE, she will take that time. She will explain things to anyone who's interested and has, this passion to learn more. So your lineup is phenomenal. You have some panels. You also have some panels, though, that are
yeah. So we've got these great 4 keynotes who are super inspiring. They're a great way to get your sort of dose of inspiration to power you through the year between annual net zero conferences. But beyond the keynotes, we have 160 speakers on panels. You'll hear from companies like Google, Shopify, AstraZeneca, Howard Hughes Corporation, Deloitte, Kilroy Realty, American Realty, Rocky Mountain Institute, Gensler, the US EPA, just to name a few. There's probably over 100 organizations represented by speakers at the event, and all of them are thought leaders in their fields. And I just wanted to call out a couple panels to share with you today, Wendy. We have our Meet the Primes panel, which focuses on general contractors, so companies that are actually building net zero buildings today. And that features general contractors like PCL and Panco and Hensel Phelps and Hathaway Dinwiddie. So that's always a great way for smaller companies to connect with these large general contractors, the prime contractors, and see how they can get involved in these net zero projects as well. A couple other panels I wanted to plug. We have our net zero utility perspective. We've done this every year for the past 8 years, where we have a panel of local, very large utilities. So Southern California Edison, LA Department of Water and Power, Pacific Gas and Electric, and Metropolitan Water District in Southern California. And we get the utilities together to talk about net zero utility scale projects, how to reduce carbon, what it looks like rolling out these massive programs across all of their users, in Southern California and beyond. So it's really exciting utility perspective on that panel. And then finally, one more. I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, I love the utilities. I love
the utilities are fantastic. And they're such a massive part of the solution to the climate crisis, and electrification comes from the utilities. So they are really the elephant in the room. And it's super imperative to hear their perspectives and understand what their next steps are as we move towards a net zero future and inspire that future for everybody. And then finally, one more to call out. We have a panel of business leaders talking about climate change and the shifting of business as things really rapidly change around the world right now. So we're looking at a new paradigm in business. Speakers from Deloitte, American Realty Advisors, Shopify, and International Living Future Institute on that one, and it's moderated by USGBC Plus magazine. Just fantastic panel, really directly connecting the climate that we're in with business around climate change and what that means, what companies are doing, what kind of commitments they're making towards net zero day to day right now. So super exciting. And just a shout out to some of our top sponsors overall. We got Southern California Regional Energy Network involved this year, as well as some of our local utilities. Just a thank you to them, and partners like U.S. Green Building Council and Metropolis Magazine, B Lab, who runs the B Corp certification for companies, Real Leaders Magazine, some great names. And of course, we love partnering with you, Wendy, and ESA.
I love doing this.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. So we really appreciate your support and all of our partners. And then finally, one more plug for you, Wendy. We have our in-person open air gala event. It's the night of September 16th. It's on the rooftop of the Grammy Museum, downtown LA. Beautiful venue. We'll be outdoors. We'll be actually together in person for the first time in a year and a half. And we cannot wait to see the green building community come out there and really celebrate some winners of these amazing trailblazers across multiple industries who will announce at the awards event and celebrate them this year. So I think those are the most exciting things about the Net Zero Conference to just get your audience excited about.
So this is kind of like the Oscars for the environmental people.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. We really have tried to create an awards program for the biggest leaders in the country around net zero. So it's always exciting. We have some wonderful, true trailblazers to recognize at this year's event.
That's wonderful. I'm so excited for this, guys. Seriously, go to this thing. It's fun. There's everything's online if you're not comfortable with going in person. There is networking. There is the gala, which is very fancy. And that's where they do the Oscars. So yeah, it's our own net zero Oscars. So please come, please attend, get to meet Drew in person. He's a great guy. Hunt him down. But thank you. And we will look forward to seeing everybody in just about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Thank you, Wendy. www.netzeroconference.com. Go check it out, register today. And I would love to see you in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. You guys take care.
Thanks, Wendy. See ya.
Bye-bye.